Nice thing about this tweet here that I saw. I thought it was kind of interesting. Meeting my family today. Making games is not a real job. I found a job you should apply for. What did you get a real job? At least the food was good. Does your family support your game dev journey? I guess is that's the question. It's Twitter down for you? Nope. It's up. It's good work. Yeah, I have Twitter. Yeah, I don't know. I thought I responded on this one. I thought maybe my family, yeah, most of my family supports it. For whatever reason, my family thinks that I'm rich because of it, because I do streaming and YouTube is like, hey, I'm not rich from it. I'm very poor from it. I don't get really any money. It's really, it's like, no, I don't get anything. That's like, damn. So what do you do it? Because I like it, right? I only do it because it's a hobby, right? And that's the thing with game development. It's more of a creative art. You know, it might get money. I'm not saying it won't, right? If I make a really cool game, like let's say I make something awesome, and players, you know, want to buy it, then that'll be a different, right? And the thing I need to be good with is sales, right? And like my mom is very supportive of me. So is my sister. You know, all of my family members. They never really say anything negative about me because they know I'm responsible. So they know I'm not gonna quit my job and just be unemployed, right? My new family knows that I'll always be kind of like the responsible one, right? I'm never gonna like just say, oh, I'm just gonna live like a band life or something, right? Do whatever I want, live whatever I want to do, that sort of thing. They know I won't do that. My family playtests and gives me ideas. My son and I are planning a full game. Awesome. See, I like that. I like when family participates in that, right? They give you ideas and they kind of motivate you. They kind of curse you on. They cheer you on. I love that. I love that family can do that for you. I have sometimes my sister, she gives me ideas. Sometimes I run it for her. My mom has no idea, but she always says, you should do 3D games. I'd say, okay, mom, I'll do more 3D games. The pixel art looks weird. It looks like they're naked. I'd say, I know, mom. So I might do more 3D games too. My family will support me, but they wouldn't play my games, but they really don't care or how or what I do. Okay. How much do you quit your job and become a full-time? Okay. So that's a question. How much to quit your job and become a full-time? That's a separate question though. Right now, if my family says, hey, you should quit your job and become a full-time indie dev, I don't think I would. Here's why. And here's why I wouldn't. Let's say I make a game, right? It makes let's throw a number out there, $10,000, right? My game makes 10,000 minus the Steam sales, right? The taxes. Let's say it comes out to like maybe, I don't know, $5,000 minus taxes, whatever, right? Cuts and whoever I have to pay, right? Maybe it comes down to 4,000. Say, you know, 4,000, like 60% of my income that I make. From there, then, you know, that money, I'm going to use it to make more games. So, end of the day, I'm not going to have any more money, right? It's not going to be that much, right? Because that 4,000 I can use to maybe buy more assets, maybe hire more people, hire people that can help me out. That sort of thing I would do. Now, what I would do instead of becoming a full-time indie dev is having a part-time job. Because for one, if I have a part-time job, one, I have a reliable income, right? Two, I have a, you know, I can use medical. I can use like some put on medical card, right? And it doesn't have to be like 40 hours. It could be like an easy weekend job or something like that. It's just so I can get some money in just in case, right? Right? Because, you know, Patreon and all that, it helps, but it's not that much often, right? It's always good to have kind of like a backup, like a contract work, some sort of part-time job. I think that's the best. If Mr. Beast came to your channel and said, how much to quit your job? What is your number? $5 million. That's my number. 5 million. Not $50 million. If you guys get the reference from. Yeah, I wouldn't do it for like $1 million. That's nothing. It would have to be a huge amount for me to completely... I would technically have to be retired. Technically, I would have to be retired for me. Right? And that's just buffer, right? That could be like some sort of buffer. I don't. Here's the thing. I don't think you should technically become a full-time indie game dev. You should become more. You can be associated, like you can make a game studio, right? You can make a game studio, say you have a loan, right? You can have employees work for you, but they'll be making games that make money, right? You can do that. That's fine. But like making your own process, like you become a full-time indie dev, then I would say, yeah, you would need some sort of buffer, some sort of like, cushion so you can be safe. But even then, I still would want to do something else, right? I would still want to like do some other job. I wouldn't only want to do game development. I would be doing something else. I think I would quit my job for 250K. Okay. I could easily find another job and it says I will do game dev. Now here's the thing you could do. Right? Let's say you make 250K. Let's say somebody gives us, hey, alright man, here's 250K. Go make your dream game. You don't have to pay me back. Just go ahead and do what you need. Angel investor, let's just say. Right? You could quit your job for like maybe a year. Let's say you can go on hiatus for a year. Alright, I'm gonna do 1 year of game development. I have enough buffer for me. Right? To cover me for a year or two. Right? Let's just say. Alright? Then you can start making a longer project. You can do that. But then the only issue I would have with this is I would probably still do some sort of other job. The only reason why is have you guys ever had that feeling that when you're just focusing on one thing so much that eventually you kind of like lose touch, you kind of like don't have ideas. So sometimes when I work on my full-time job, me personally, I get different ideas and I jot them down. I have a little notepad here, right? I use a notepad. Anytime I get an idea, I'll say, oh, dude, I got this cool idea, right? And the ideas always come when I'm doing something else. Washing the dishes, right? Cleaning clothes or like gardening, something like that. So that's what I mean. Usually like the ideas just flow in when I'm doing other things, right? And I think even then I still would do some sort of other job, right? No, obviously not a job that I wouldn't like. I know some people have jobs that are very hard and they hate. Then if that's the case, I would look for another position, right? A job that's easy to do, that you find enjoyable, right? And you don't mind doing. I think that'll be the best thing, right there. When COVID hit and unemployment I had zero ideas or motivations because it was free money. Yeah, you were doing absolutely nothing. I answered 3 questions a week and I got 12K. Oh, dude. Oh, 1200. Yeah, exactly. Because it's the same thing, right? When you get free money, when you get money that you don't have to worry about, you don't have to work, you don't have the motivation, you don't have ideas. So that's what I'm saying. Even if you get free money and your family's supportive of what you're doing, I would still work on something. And not work because, you need the money. Work just to get your mind active. Because a busy mind gives you more ideas. You become more active. Your brain kind of like gets stimulated, right? It doesn't get lazy. But if you're not doing anything, you're just getting free money, you don't have to work, you can relax, then you don't get the motivation. Right? And that's what I think. A lot of people, or a lot of new game developers say, oh, if I had this amount, I would quit my job totally and not do anything. No, that's not the right rate of going. You still need to work on something, right? Something you like, right? If you don't know what you like, then yeah, try to work on something that you might like. Say in my case, I like gardening. I like fixing my car sometimes. I like doing different things, right? But it shouldn't make me want to be lazy, because if you get lazy, then that's a problem, right? Or I would get a part-time. I think that's the best approach to it. Also, money goes fast. Money just disappears too quick. I think if I had a full-time indie dev from home, I would volunteer for my community to get motivated. That's a good point though. Yeah, you would do something. You need to do something to kind of get your mind active and motivated. Don't be stale, because when you get stale, then you don't become active. Your mind just rots. Right? Go to the gym, do exercise, that sort of thing. Right? And some of you guys, I know that, oh, I work so much, I don't have time. All right, those are the times when you want to apply for different positions, look for other sort of work. that you think you can enjoy, right? Maybe it could be coding, maybe you don't like coding, maybe it could be art, or maybe it could be, I don't know, right? Something else. I often find like work that's tedious, like doing like, you know, cooking, stuff like that. Often my mind gets ideas for whatever reason when I'm cooking, right? I get weird ideas like, oh, you know, I should have just done this thing for my game. Why don't I do this? And that's why I always carry my trusty notepad with me everywhere I go, right? Even, or my cell phone, I just jot it down like, ah, I like this idea. I'm gonna write it down for my game, right? And then when you go back to your list, right, you can check it off from your checklist. And then that will motivate you to go through different process, not just stay still, right? And you can tell your parents, hey, guess what? I do have a job. I am doing game development, right? And yeah, and the food was good too. So no one's gonna grill you or burn you. Yeah, exactly. There you go, guys. That's my take on it. I never used to be good notepad user. I would rather use notepad on my computer than write the ideas. But what happens if you delete something or you forget about it? With notepad, with like physical notepad, you have it in your face, right? It's here, it's on your face. I leave it there because I can go and right? I don't have to go into my phone and have to go into the app and do this. I actually see it here in front of my face. And that's what's good about it, because you write it down and you remember it. Oh, that's right, I have this checklist thing. I can cross it off now from my checklist. Don't have to worry about it. I just don't learn that way. Yeah, okay, yeah. I would rather see it digitally. I would rather see it physically, because when you write things, you remember faster. You guys, sometimes you guys will see that. When you do tests, right, on school, I write it things. I write it down. Kind of like you know, when Simpsons, when Bart has to write consequences. I will not neglect game development. I will not neglect game development. I will not neglect game development. And then you remember, oh yeah, I gotta get motivated for game development so my family doesn't roast me. There you go, guys. I like that. I'm typing it. Same thing. I like it physical. I like physical. See it, because you can see it. Well, then again, maybe different generations, maybe. Maybe I'm too old for you guys. I'm used to pen and paper. Back in my days, we used to write things in pen. And cursive, too. We didn't have any keyboards. None of that typing shit. Alright? That's what I'm gonna be saying. I'm gonna be total boomer.